Greetings, family. Peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru, and thanks for visiting my channel. Well, as you can see from the title, this video is going to be about the Baltimore Public Defender's Office, who accuses police officer of planting evidence. Well, family, I just want to say that it's odd that the Public Defender's Office is only accusing one officer of planting evidence when it's plain, obvious, and clear there are two other police officers standing by watching, which makes them an accomplice to the crime. Again, why they are only focusing on just one officer in this scene here, videotaped and recorded, I don't understand why the law always looks away at other, especially when they're white, other white police officers, when they're standing there watching a crime take place and they're sitting there doing nothing but taking part in the crime, because that's exactly what's taking place here. With that said, let's go to the article first before we get to the video. Well, family, Baltimore police and prosecutors launched an investigation after the Public Defender's Office uncovered body camera footage, it says, shows an officer planting evidence. Now, for all the black and brown and other people of color out there, but especially black men and women, we know all too well that we've made claims that racist police officers have planted evidence. I'm not saying that it happens in all cases, but we know often all too well that they have many of us locked up in their prisons and in these cages based on some racist rogue cop who does something like what this officer did himself, which I will show you the video pretty shortly. But nonetheless, the Public Defender's Office released the footage on Wednesday, July 19th. The footage was taken from a January drug arrest, according to the news report. The video shows an officer putting a baggie inside a soup can at the start of the video, placing it on the ground and moving debris over it at the back of a vacant lot as two other officers watch. That's right, like I said, they were the accomplices. He then walks back to the street with the other officers while it appears he turns on his body camera. He says he's going to check here, then walks back to the rear of the vacant lot, looks through the debris on the ground, and then picks up the soup can and pulls out the baggie of white capsules. You know, the same one he just planted. The Baltimore Sun reported the police body cameras have a mechanism that will include 30 seconds of muted footage before the camera is officially turned on. The first 30 seconds of this video are muted. Well, the Public Defender's Office, in a press release, identified the officer as Richard Pinheiro, that's Pinheiro, and said all three officers are witnesses in other active cases before the City Circuit Court. Pinheiro is a witness in 53 active cases, the release said. Baltimore police told the Sun officials had launched an internal investigation and planned to release more video and information at a press conference on Wednesday. The charges were dropped in the case involving the body camera footage. The Public Defender's press release said, well, they should, but Pinheiro testified in another case the following week. Can you believe that, family? So they not only reward these police officers for bad behavior, but then they allow them to go and be witnesses and testify, or shall I say what George Burroughs, the lawyer, told us what they do is testify. They allowed this pinhead police officer who planted evidence, they allowed him to go testify in another case the following week. That is crazy and really unheard of, but it just goes to show how faulty and failed this so-called justice system really is. It's so faulty, it's not even funny. It's sad. Well, I digress. Last but not least, it says, quote, no clear policy has been taken in other cases involving these officers, unquote, the release said. Well, there's no clear policy that's been taken in the other cases, but in actuality, all those cases involving these officers should be dropped, and any lawyer representing anyone involved with these officers, involved with their cases, they should be looking at this big time and considering having their cases dismissed. When you find out that there's rogue police officers, and this is what makes them so bad, because they make it bad for the good cops. But when the good cops turn a blind eye, like I said, they're an accomplice and they should be charged too. Let's get to the video.
I'm gonna check here. Hold on. Yo.
What he just planted. Good old police officers doing their job. See, he didn't know he was already recording himself.
At the Home Depot.
Well, family, you saw the video footage. You saw the police officer planning drugs in this neighborhood, planning drugs to make a case against someone. Thank God they dropped the charges, but they should be dropping this police officer from the police force altogether. And the two other ones that were standing there witnessing the whole thing and didn't say anything. I'm glad their body cams was already recording, and just like people who are doing something wrong, they always bust themselves. And in this case, all three of these police officers are cold busted, planting evidence in a case and having 53, as much as 53 other cases pending. All of them should be dropped. That's how you should do justice when justice is not being served. These guys were not doing their jobs. Family, thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to leave it off there. If you have anything to say, please leave it in the comments section. Peace and love to you and yours. And until the next video, don't forget to love yourself. Peace out.